gentlemen, let's improve.
Paul Bradley, though, having trouble getting space to get his ground and pound going. Karl Amoussou doing a good job of keeping him close.
Tight close guard from Amoussou, not letting those elbows of Bradley through.
Watch your fingers in his eyes. Paul, you got to keep those fingers closed, bud.
Amoussou trying to stay active on his back. Bradley trying to find his ground and pound. Good elbow from his back from Amoussou.
Bradley starting to get space, starting to land. He's got to be careful of the sweeps of Karl Amoussou. Very good with those. That's how he got Chris Lozano in their fight. Swept him and then choked him. Bradley has stayed composed, stayed on top, conservative with the ground and pound, but he's landed some shots. And more importantly, he's wearing Karl Amoussou down, taking away that explosiveness.
Watch those fingers, watch those fingers.
Hines telling Bradley, watch the fingers in the eye. Because Bradley almost doing the face wash with the left hand.
He's trying to get space, trying to keep the back of Karl Amoussou's head on the ground and pull up to land his ground and pound. That's why he's getting those warnings.
Amoussou trying to elbow from the bottom.
All right, let's start to improve, gentlemen. There we go.
Crowd reacts to that right hand, but didn't fully find the mark. "65 seconds remaining in round number 2 of this welterweight fight. Elbow again from Amoussou. Bradley looking to throw the left-right. Bradley now to the body, but he's not really been able to land those big crushing shots from this position.
No, he hasn't. Hasn't even tried to pass guard. He's landed some medium shots, nothing big, nothing fight-ending, but he's winning the round and he's taking all the energy out of Karl Amoussou.
Amoussou now trying to shrimp to the base of the fence. Final seconds of round number 2, Paul Bradley versus Karl Amoussou. Here comes the 3rd round.
I want you to breathe, yes. Look me 1 second.
To the corner of Karl Amoussou.
Deep breathing, very deep breathing. We want to change the 3rd round, okay? We're not going to let that happen again. And I want you to try to get up from push him in the seat. You know what to do. Yes. He doesn't. He's more tired than you, and he's got a cut. So I want you, breathe again. Breathe again.
Here's Paul Bradley's corner.
Posture up if you have to get the can open. Posture up and pass. Okay. Just watch your legs.
You pass it, you're going to finish him. You pass him, you're going to finish it. Okay? You got it? Let's get in and drive those feet. Drive those feet. Take him down.
Paul Bradley cut on the cheek in round number 1. His Bellator debut against the Frenchman Karl Amoussou, who won Bellator's Spring 2012 welterweight tournament. Kick lands for Bradley. Jimmy, your scorecard is brought to you this evening by Polaris.
I have it all tied up, 19 apiece. Gave Bradley that last round 10-9. Conan Silveira, in between rounds, told Karl Amoussou we don't want a repeat of the second round and the third round, but here's Bradley with another takedown.
He also told Amoussou he's more tired than you. Do you buy that?
No, I don't. I do not at all. That's been Karl Amoussou's weaknesses, has been in long fights. He tends to lose energy second, third round. And Bradley looks strong at the end of that second round. Also, the fight is where he wants it. That gives you a lot of energy. Karl Amoussou right now is carrying his own weight and the weight of Paul Bradley.
While Bradley hasn't thrown a lot of big crushing strikes from this top position, which he held through a lot of round 2 and has here in the early stages of round 3, he's been heavy.
He's been consistent. More importantly, he hasn't given Karl Amoussou any submission opportunities, hasn't given him any sweeping opportunities. He's been smothering and consistent. That's the way to beat Karl Amoussou. Can't out-sprint this guy. Make it a marathon. That's the kind of fight Paul Bradley has had. We talked about pacing when he was entering the cage. This is a Paul Bradley kind of pace.
From guard now from Amoussou, back to close guard.
Last chance.
Hines really close to standing the 2 up. Bradley heard the call from the referee, going to work to the rib cage. Find your motivation anywhere you can, Jimmy.
It's very true. Two times you unload is when they say, fighters, I'm gonna stand you up, and guy on the bottom, you gotta move, gotta fight back. That's when you unload.
Amoussou now trying to sit up and through. See the body lock from Bradley just keeping Amoussou down.
Coming to for a neck crank here.
Bradley pops his head free immediately. Amoussou back to close guard. Bradley back to the left hands.
Wrestlers are hell to neck crank, I'm telling you right now. They're trying to crank down a tree.
The thing that's really impressed me about Bradley since round 1, how he pivots and leads legally with his head. So frustrating. He's right in the face, grinding his head into Karl Amoussou and giving Amoussou no space.
I said before, even in Division I wrestling, Iowa known for that. Making it physical, ugly, grinding, wearing guys out. That was Dan Gable's style. The team still has that.
.125 remaining in this third and final round.
Karl Amoussou has to do something desperate. He is way behind. He needs to scramble and get back to his feet.
See the blood on the chest of Amoussou, but it's Bradley's blood cut on the cheek in round 1.
We need to improve when we're coming up.
Amoussou's face is clean, but he has been stuck on his back for a good portion of this fight since round 2. First left hand in that sequence from Bradley landed flush.
You hear that all the time. At the end of fights, people go, oh, look at his face. It's clear that I won. That doesn't tell the story of the fight.
If this were just a sport about being punched in the face, maybe, but that is hardly a factor.
The last 2 rounds have been all Paul Bradley.
Judges are taught, don't just pay attention to the damage. It can mean absolutely nothing. Some fighters naturally cut, they swell. Others, no matter how hard and how often you hit them, their faces are always clean. The chant of USA now getting behind Paul Bradley. 15 seconds to go. Bradley tenaciously holding this unrelenting top position, using his top game control.
I think it's a great game plan, great execution by the Iowa wrestler tonight.
Open guard of Amoussou, and that's the end of the fight. Really sporting gesture there from both men. And you see Bradley helping his opponent Amoussou to his feet. Bradley reacting as though he's won this fight. Jimmy, what do you think?
I agree completely. I gave him the last 2 rounds 10-9. Game plan, pacing, execution, those were the differences in this fight. It was his kind of fight, his kind of pace. After a very difficult first round, he kept his composure. That's extremely important. First round didn't go his way. He made sure rounds 2 and 3 did.
It's a real look of dejection on the face of Karl Amoussou. Complete contrast in body language from these two fighters, awaiting the official decision from the 3 Iowa judges. Clearly, Jimmy, Bradley feeling really good about his performance, especially after the opening 5 minutes, when by and large he held his top game, top control on Karl Amoussou, who just had no answer to get back up.
Wasn't able to get the space for his sweeps, didn't threaten with any submissions. Didn't get beaten up, didn't eat any huge shots, but controlled rounds 2 and 3, no doubt about it.
Michael Williams is in the cage. Let's go to him now.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance inside the Bellator cage, we'll go to your judges' scorecards. All 3 judges, Otto Torriero, Kelvin Caldwell, and Jeff Malott, all see the fight exactly the same at 29-28 for the winner. By unanimous decision, the Iowa native Paul, the Gentleman Bradley.
Jimmy, the 3 judges scoring this fight in sync with your scorecard. 29-28, Amoussou getting round 1, then Bradley getting rounds 2 and 3 for the victory. So Paul Bradley, pro MMA win number 21, and he gets a big victory over former tournament winner Karl Amoussou in his Bellator debut.